Hello, everybody. Happy Thursday. I hope you guys are having a great week and that you are ready to get back into training and back into a phase of lifting and progressing and doing better. I just wanted to come on and show you guys what we have planned for you over the next 12 weeks, which there are 12 weeks left from when you come back through the end of the year. So I hope you guys are ready to get focused and get results because that's what we're ready for. So as you know, the last a few weeks leading up to recovery week, we introduced tracking cards to kind of see, how they worked, how they were received by you guys, if you liked them, if you didn't like them, if they, could be kind of built into our culture. And what we learned was that you guys loved it for the most part, and that we saw a lot of personal records, we saw a lot of confidence, we saw a lot of excitement. So of course, we're going to keep them. But before I go too far into what we have planned for the next phase, I want to say that if tracking does not motivate you, or you don't necessarily care about the tracking piece of it, don't worry about it. You certainly don't have to track. It's really just a way. We were trying to respond to the survey, which the greatest response to the survey was that you guys wanted to be pushed harder, and the best way that we can do that is to see where you're at. So that's what the point of the tracking card is. It's great for you guys too to see again how you are progressing week to week. And another thing I'll say is that I don't want you guys to have an expectation that every time you come in here, you're going to hit a personal record or you're going to be able to lift crazy amounts of weights off the floor every single time. That's not sustainable. It's not realistic. So the last 3 weeks leading up to recovery week, that's what we were working on. We were working on, max lifts in many forms. So that's not necessarily what we're doing going into the next phase. We might work our way in that direction towards the end of the phase, but it's not sustainable to hit a personal record every time. We want to be able to build strength over a longer period of time, more reps, more time, things like that. So just know that going into this next phase, that a lot of the purpose of this previous phase that we just came out of was to show you and show us what you're capable of doing so that we know how to progress you. Also, another note I will say is that, a few of you were like, well, I don't necessarily want to lift more weight off the ground. And that's okay too. Again, we're going into more reps in this next phase. So you will see that, for example, if you were deadlifting 225 pounds off the ground, you are likely not going to be able to do that for 10 reps, which is, likely what we're going to be starting off at. So anyways, all that to introduce these new cards to you. These are the cards that we're going to be getting on Tuesday. So Tuesdays and Thursdays will be our tracking days. So we cleaned up the cards a little bit thanks to Jennifer Landon. She gave us a little template to help us out. So now you'll have your own little box for all 4 rounds. Yeah, and then the weeks are shaded so you know which week we're on. The dates are also already put in there as well. We have a side A and we have a side B because we're going to alternate weeks so that the training doesn't feel redundant to you. So anyways, this will make a lot more sense when you come in and see it, but I just wanted to show you a couple of different additions we put on the card. Oh, sorry, I'm having a hard time with the camera situation. So a section that we added was on a scale of 1 to 10. How much do you want to be here today? How much do you want to be here in the gym? All the time, people, you might come in, you're like, you had a rough day at work, or maybe you slept poorly. You come in, you're not necessarily feeling it. You're like, I don't want to be here, but here I am, right? We hear that all the time. How are you this morning? I'm here. Okay. So, right, I want you guys to rate that when you come in. How do you feel when you come in? And, we'll go through our training. The question on the end of that is on a scale of 1 to 10, how do you feel after training? So this is good mindset work right here. Is like sometimes you really just don't want to be here, right? You don't want to come in, you slept like crap, you had a bad day, you have things to do, you don't want to be here. But then after training, you have this like, you feel better, you feel good, you feel energized, you feel rejuvenated, all these great feelings. So I'm challenging you. And again, this part is optional. All this is optional, but I am trying to meet whoever needs this. I'm trying to meet you where you're at so that I can help you get the best results that you want to get. So take what you want from this card. Okay. So first question is on a scale of 1 to 10, how do you want to be here? question at the end of the training will be, how do you feel after training? And that would be like a good reminder for you on those days when you don't want to be here. You're like, I always feel better after I go. So that's that. And at the top of the card, some of you guys were around many, many years ago. We used to do something called the Holiday Hold'em. And basically what that means is we challenge you to hold your weight from October through the end of the year. So we don't really coach a lot of like the scale game here, so I don't really want to get into that. But here's what I'm going to call this: a 2022 end of year all in challenge. So giving us your all. You got 12 weeks, dude. You can get some serious work done in 12 weeks, but how bad do you want to put the work in over the next 12 weeks? So we've got the tracking card. We've got how do you feel part of it, but at the top of it, you're going to see October, November, and December. See, I know it's probably hard to see, but we have a little challenge. Again, optional, but trying to meet you where you're at. This is creepy. I'm like, what's up? Okay. Staiku scanner. Okay. Get a scan done once a month. Just a little check-in. Make sure you're staying on track. Have a little conversation with the coach to see, where do we need to focus so that we can stay reined in through the holidays. Next one is setting a goal or an intention for the month. So we do milestone weigh-ins, right? And then usually we set some sort of, whether it's a nutrition focus or a training focus or some sort of focus that is going to help you stay accountable. Now, I am going to challenge you to set yourself one of those for the month, okay? This month, I'm going to focus on getting here all 4 days. This month, I'm going to focus on shutting my screens off by 9 p.m. This month, I'm going to focus on meal prepping every single week, or making a meal plan every single week. What's your goal? What's your intention for the month? You're going to write that right here, because every month, or every Tuesday, Thursday, that's going to be in front of you to remind you, like, this is what I'm focusing on. This is why I'm here. This is what is important to me. And then at the end of each month, it's what are you most proud of? Oh, there's a typo. That's so embarrassing. What are you most proud of this month? So again, this is giving yourself some credit, right? We're not very good at giving ourselves credit. What did you do great this month? I got perfect attendance. I planned every single meal. I followed through on every single my whole meal plan. I shut my screens off by 9 p.m. every day. Those are all ways to give yourself a pat on the back and remind you that you are making progress. And whether it shows, physically on scale or where you want to be, that you are you are building habits that are making changes every single day. So, anyways, these are the cards for our last phase. I'm excited about the last phase of training. I'm challenging you to go all in. Guys, 12 weeks, you can get some serious work done. So how bad do you want it, right? So I hope you guys are ready to get committed and get back at it, because I'm excited to have you guys back in here. And I hope you guys have a great rest of your week, and we'll see you guys on Monday.